Protesters gathered outside the Harrisonburg City Hall Tuesday, holding signs to show their support for the homeless. They say homeless people are being criminalized by a proposed city ordinance. Eric Olson-Getty is the Director of Development and Administration at Our Community Place.
Our concern is that it would be, first of all, just kind of inhumane to put a limit on somebody's ability to ask for help and to be visible, and that it would be essentially an erasure of the presence of homeless individuals in our community. But it's also a restriction of free speech, and done so as under the guise of being a traffic safety ordinance. And in our opinion, as far as we can tell, the city hasn't proven that the presence of panhandlers is a threat to traffic safety, and therefore prohibiting panhandling at those sites wouldn't actually make those intersections any safer, if that's what their goal really is.
He says if the ordinance is approved by the City Council, it could have a devastating effect on people asking for money. The protesters began to trickle into the City Hall chambers for the council meeting. Olson-Getty addressed the council.
I am coming to you with concern about the proposed ordinance 16-6-61 regarding the restriction of pedestrians within public rights of way, and that to my recollection, there are 7 specific intersections listed on the proposed ordinance. And while the language of the ordinance doesn't specifically refer to panhandling or the presence of panhandlers in that right of way, it seems to those of us who are familiar with the needs of the homeless community, and specifically those in the homeless community who sometimes rely on asking for help, the ability to ask for help and provide some basic needs on a day-to-day basis, that those intersections are significant spots.
The proposed ordinance includes 7 major intersections in the city where people will be prohibited from being in the median, one of which is the intersection of East Market Street and Burgess Road.
I addressed the council because I'm concerned about a proposed anti-panhandling ordinance that's coming before council in a couple of weeks. There's going to be open public comment then, so you'll hear from more folks. We have not seen any evidence or proof yet that the presence of pedestrians or panhandlers in those intersections actually constitutes a traffic safety threat. And that at least leads me to believe that the ordinance really is about panhandling and not about traffic safety primarily.
Olson-Getty works at Our Community Place, which is a day shelter and community center. They provide free meals and work with low-income and homeless people to help them find jobs. Olson-Getty says he has spoken with people who feel targeted by the ordinance.
I'm basically there kind of standing in for folks at OCP who we've been speaking to about the proposed ordinance and how it would impact them and their ability to ask for help. We've been having conversations with folks to get their feedback about how this might impact them, what effect it might have on their daily life, and also what would happen if those intersections were closed down to panhandlers. And what we're hearing from a lot of folks who have actually been out there flying signs is that, first of all, that if you want to make these intersections safer and reduce the number of traffic accidents, the biggest, single most impactful thing you could do is prohibit people from using their cell phones while driving.
He told the City Council he and his group of protesters will return to City Hall in a couple of weeks when the ordinance is scheduled to come before the council again.
My hope is that the city of Harrisonburg can be able to see people and not make them invisible, not sweep them under the rug, and be able to respond compassionately to the everyday urgent needs that people have, and listen to people and understand what those needs are, and find constructive ways forward that does not include rendering people invisible or sweeping a problem under the rug. Because even if we were to prohibit panhandlers at those intersections, I don't think it's going to make traffic any safer there, but it's also not going to make homelessness go away.
In Harrisonburg, Elaine Rackley for Breaking Through News.